First thing is being a neighborhood expert, anywhere. So that's the current situation of the neighborhood, and then the future of the neighborhood. The second is the reports that we'll touch on. These are awesome for listing presentations and doing your own due diligence. They're very comprehensive, as well for buyers. And the last one would be prospecting. Are any of you guys prospecting right now with the way the market's going? Anybody out there doing any door knocking, calling, mailers? None of that? All referral based? Okay. So what I've done here, you guys, if you can all take a look at the map, is I've grabbed a parcel, and this is what I'm going to say is our subject property, either for a buyer that's interested about it or we're about to list the property. First of all, I want to be that neighborhood expert, right? To know what's going on in the neighborhood and what's going to be coming down the line. So this blue bubble to the top right there, if everybody can see this, it's going to allow us to unlock our unique land use layers. Okay, so I'm going to click this down. You can see under layers, the first thing I have is land use. When I click that, I have some options to turn on. I want to just turn on the current zoning. So if I want to see what the zoning is on the property, I can click right there. If I want to know more about what I can do with that bylaw, maybe I have someone who's interested in renovating on the property or anything like that, I can click that, and what you'll see in a second is we will load you straight to that bylaw there. So you don't have to go out to a zoning map, go through the bylaw, look at it. It's all taking you right there. Do you guys read the official community plans, the neighborhood concept plans ever going on in the area? It may seem a little bit cumbersome. Why am I, reading this? It's important to stay up to date with it, but that's going to really affect any changes in the neighborhood in terms of rezoning and development.
So you guys are up on the OCP then?
Yes.
The remainder away?
Exactly, yeah. So most of the information Autoprop pulls in is in real time. Stuff like NCP, and I'll show you development applications in a second, that's done twice a week. So everything is very, very current. So I can flick on the NCP in this case. You'll see once again, it overlays a bunch of different colors. So what we've done is we've indexed exactly what you guys can do on each block for the future. So I click over here, single family residential, click down in here, institutional, clicked in here, 6 to 8 units per acre. I click up in here, and ours, we're in row house, townhouse. So essentially that's what I could be doing on the property. So if I had an investor come in, or a builder on the property, I could let them know about this. I can click, if I want to know more information about row house, townhouse, and you can see, just like the zoning, we're going to link you right to that density for you to read more exactly what you can do with that.
So is that the application then that you got on there?
That not the application, that is just within the community plan.
Oh, okay.
That's what it's saying in this block, this is what you can rezone to.
Oh, okay.
So that's just go ahead.
If there is one that's being currently developed, will the building application be attached?
You'll see that in a second here. So this is just saying what you can do, which will affect obviously list price.
Okay.
It's good to know too, if you have a buyer interested in this area, you can let them know that this could be a good investment property with what you can do in the future. Furthermore to that, to see what actual developments or rezonings are happening, I'm just gonna click out of the land use, hit development and active. See all these? These are all applications now waiting for approval at City Hall. So this is a very active area. I can simply click on the application.
Is there an alert you can set up for that, like when it's accepted or refused?
You just have to turn on the alert to check.
Gotta check on it.
Yeah. That might be something coming down the line, but it's very easy to go on, and this is tough to do, especially if you're working in different municipalities, right? Going down to City Hall, it's quite time consuming. And once again, this is great information to be able to tell your clients and really sound like an expert anywhere. Like this application I clicked on, I don't know if you guys can see it, it's just an amendment to the OCP is what they're trying to get a change to it so they can rezone something further. You could be dealing with a young family with kids, it could be a new daycare, or it could be a new school. If it's an elderly couple, this probably isn't an area that I'd want them to move into with the amount of subdivision that looks like that's going on in here. If any of you guys are doing open houses, this is a great tool to have at your open house. You're going to get somebody to come into the open house, and I'm sure they're going to like a different area or give you suggestions on other areas they've been looking. That's where you can go right into Autoprop and show them everything that's going to be coming down the line with this. Does anyone have any questions on this sort of neighborhood information? So this is the first part I like to say that people have success, or agents have success with Autoprop, is being that neighborhood expert. When you guys are out at networking events, wherever, you need to be on top of this and be that expert of what's happening in the neighborhood, but what's also coming down the line. And this is where you can really easily satisfy that.
How many layers can I add in schools, can I add in districts, can I add in?
Yeah, so that'll be more into the report that we'll do on a property. This is kind of like a wide and shallow view of a neighborhood. What I'm gonna touch on next is the reports that are gonna be great for your due diligence on a property, but also giving to these clients to educate them. What you have right now is a summary sheet. What I'm gonna touch on is the full report, and then we will dive into the summary sheet. So you can see, you can type an address up here, you can use a Google Maps or an Autoprop search, which is done more off of PID. It will recognize the address though. Or you can just click on a property, and when you click on a property, you have that option for that full report, or the summary sheet, which you guys have in your hands now. So I'm just gonna click full report, and what we're gonna do when we do that is we're gonna go out to multiple different sources and pull this into one sort of document that you'll be able to save, send, or print out. So I'll just show you the different data sources that we are going out to. If you guys can all see that, there's a bunch about the neighborhood, there's obviously Paragon integration, LTSA, different views and municipal information that we're gonna all pull into this one report. So if you guys don't have the time to go out when you're trying to research for a property or struggle doing that, this is gonna be a huge time saver and a huge help. Because literally all you have to do is click report, everything's shot into you instantly.
What about city maps information?
Yeah, so I'll show you in the GIS, you can see, and then maybe clarify further on what else you would like to see on that. So Google Street View and Google Bird View, it's just visual representation there. Anyone who has their own LTSA enterprise account, does anyone have one right now? Okay, perfect. If you have one, you just integrate it into our backend. This is a free preview of the title, and you'll be able to buy the title. All you have to do is hit adjust, and you can click for the $11.03. We'll go out on your behalf, we'll bring in the title, you can have it forwarded to your email, you can have it do
What's
both.
the turnaround time on that?
Instant.
Yeah, titles are instant.
Yeah.
So you don't need to have an LTSA account for it, you guys have your.
No, sorry, you do need to have
You
an
do,
L.
you have to
So,
have your own.
to get an enterprise account, it's
Okay.
quite simple to set up, we can help you set it up in the training.
Mhm.
All they require is a deposit of $250, that's not a fee, that's a credit balance that just sits in your account.
Account. We have an office account, that's why I'm asking, I just wasn't sure.
Yeah,
if
I mean,
we
you
had
technically you
one.
could, but then it's just charging the office
Exactly.
right
Yeah.
away,
Yeah.
so I don't know, that's up to, I guess, Michael.
Yeah.
I'd hate to take the joy away from our office assistants.
Yeah, but that saves
That's a big
you,
part of my day.
that saves you the time in, obviously asking your office, right? It's 11 o'clock at night, you need to get something.
Yeah, good point, yeah.
Has anyone heard of this company? So we're bringing in their information here, they're called Urban Analytics. So what they map out is they map out new multifamily projects in an area. Can everyone see this legend right here? So yeah, it's a little, so basically, can you guys see the shapes within the map?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of like circles, triangles, no square. So I'll read them out to you. If you see anything in square, it's a concrete project. If you see anything in circle, it's a wood frame project. Anything in triangle is a townhome. Green would be it's active on the pre-sale market. Yellow is coming soon. Blue, contemplated. So all those applications we were seeing around the property, contemplated projects have their development permit or their rezoning permits approved, but they are still waiting for the development permit to be approved. And then red would be sold out. So if anyone's doing land assembly, yes, this is great to have, but it's also good once again to just be able to give your clients the neighborhood information. You can click on it here. It'll tell you what the project is. You can see it says add to cart for $5. So they're a paid subscription service. They give us everything up to the project summaries for free for any of our users. You would only really want to purchase the project summary if you're working with a developer or if you have a client that's really interested in buying pre-sales in the area. Because what that gives you is like the full floor plan summary, price per square foot, that sort of information. More or less what I would use this for, once again, is just being an expert in the neighborhood, being able to educate your clients
Does
on
it give
what's
us
going
the
down.
builder's name without the,
You can purchase the summary and it'll have all.
I need to purchase it just for the Google.
That includes.
Yes. But that's where what you could do instead is you could turn on the applications in our software, and in the description of the application, of who the applicant
Oh, we'll
might
get
be.
it.
Yeah, it'll be
We'll
either
get it
the
on that.
architect or the
Yeah.
builder, it varies, right? This next source is the slope or the elevation on the property, so how flat or how much of a hill it is. Once again, you guys probably cannot see what the elevations are saying, so I'll read them out to you. The max elevation is 92.59 meters above sea level. Our minimum elevation is 89.5. So we're seeing a difference of about 3 meters. The greater the difference, the more of a slope on the property, the less of a difference, the flatter it is.
And another dumb question, can we change it to, can we get out of metric and go imperial? Can we?
No, unfortunately not.
Really?
Yeah, so, what you can do is you can say, you can show the slope. You know what, I will, I'll ask on that in a second, but I'm pretty sure it can't get changed out of that. To see where the high or the low point is on the property, I can click this blue bubble right here. If you guys see, a pin drops to show you where on the property you're looking. That's the lowest point, and then there's the highest point.
See, the problem is typically any other information I'm gonna give them on the dimensions of the property is usually in feet. So-
Really?
It's a pretty easy convert though.
Yeah, but then I gotta do math.
Keeps you young.
Yeah, regardless, so what this is obviously you guys, if you're working with a client who's building, renovating on the property or buying, this is usually something they wanna see. Also, if you're walking into a listing presentation with this, you know, that's gonna really impress the seller of how deep you're going on your due diligence about the property. So we have integration with Paragon. You would have to put in your own credentials to see this part. So you get the tax report, and then I can do my comparables right in Autoprop here. All I do if I want to change what my pre-selects are, I just hit this adjust button. I can do it by a sub area or a community. I can do it by a search radius. I can pull as many statuses as I want. I can choose a property type, put in a price range, choose a pre-selected list date or a custom date at the bottom. Same for sold, and then there's all your dimensions below, lot sizing, age, bedrooms, bathrooms, floor area, and so you have full integration with Paragon there. All you would do is, if you wanted to update it, you hit update, it's gonna go back up to Paragon, and it's gonna pull that data back in for us. What we will also do for you guys, and once this loads, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I'll read it out. Down at the bottom, so I'll give you all the listings down at the bottom there. You can download the realtor photos for each listing if you like. More importantly, and I'll try and blow up this font because again, it might be tough for you guys to see. What we're doing is we're giving you your averages here. So we're giving your average sold price. Whatever your comparables are, we will always do that calculation for you. Your average list price, your average days on the market, and then average price per square foot of the lot and floor area. So, you know, you may have to do some math on the property slope, but we're saving you doing the math right here. Now we're going out to the city. So we're grabbing any information we can get for you from the city that's available online, that's public. So this is just taxing and assessments info. This is the GIS information now, so any legal, your infrastructure, so your water, sewer hookups.
That's super handy.
BC assessment. And Langley, that GIS information, they're one of the municipalities with the least amount of information. So, you know, Surrey Cosmos, there'd probably be about 10 more sheets that you can pick from. But whatever information, once again, is online that we can get from the GIS, we'll always pull for you.
Now, can I add or take away?
Yep, I'll show you that in a second here. So BC assessments included. And then this is a fantastic one for, especially for your buyers, and once again, at an open house, if you want to pull a property and see, this is the school catchment zones, boundaries, and information on the schools. So this red pin right here is your property. The gold pin, which is the catchment school always, and it says right there, so you being Willoughby, is your catchment zone. But if I want my kid to go to a different school, or my client wants to know about a different school, I can hover over that pin and it'll give me the boundary for that school. Down below, what we're giving you is any rankings, ratings at the school that we can get. Any special programs, there's nothing from elementary, then you're gonna get your distance from the property, the walking time, driving time, and transit time. And you can just zoom out on these to have them show whatever you want. And then high schools, which is important because you can see there's a lot of special programs at high school. So I'm in RE Mountain, so they have a hockey academy. If my kids play hockey, well, I'm happy with them going to that school, right? This last one, sorry I scrolled up too quick, is brought in from Google Places. So it's all the amenities in the area from Google. What you can do is you can hit adjust if you want to change your search radius or take off any of the categories. So you update your search radius, once again, you would just hit update. It would go out to Google and it'll pull in all the medical facilities. So these are doctors' offices and dentists, our banks and ATMs, recreation, which is our parks, social would be any clubs or bars or whatever Google categorizes it. I guess there's not too much within 2K, so maybe I would update it to a 5K radius in this case. Shopping would be grocery stores or supermarkets, and then religion is your churches there. The last one is the walk score and transit score, so it's getting only 24 out of 100. It's very car dependent, and 36 for transit. You definitely, most likely want to have a car if you're living in this area. I'm just going to scoot right up to the top, and to answer your question there in terms of adding your own content or notes or images. So there's an add PDF image there. So you can add an image or you can add a note. So let's say I want to add a note for schools. Basically what I would do is just hit title it, put in my content, add the note sits at the top. I can hit sort right here, and I can drag my note for schools right below schools with ranking, save, and the note's there. So now, if I want to go print this out or email it to a client, I can hit the save to PDF button here. Once again, this is where I can pick and choose again of what I want to show. So let's say I'm showing it to a client with kids, young family. All I'm going to show is the comparables, the schools with ranking, the nearby places, and the walk score. And I'd save the PDF, and that's all I would want to show them. If I'm showing someone who's going to be building or buying on the property, you want to pull in the GIS information, that sort of stuff. So once again, you can pick and choose the sources you want us to package up together for you, right? I can just take off whatever I want and generate that PDF. So now that's going to package up into one document, and you'll see in a second what you can have on it is your own branding saved on the back end, so it brands the report for you, so you look like the agent that has done this. So there you go. So a nice branded report, it's 23 pages. It kind of prints out data source by data source. Does anyone have any questions on the report at all?
Can you not have your branding on it and just
Yeah.
have nothing?
Yeah, you can go no cover sheet.
Okay.
So what you guys also have in your hands is that summary sheet, and that just condenses everything into one page.
Okay.
So you just load that up. What it's going to load up is,
Is that kind of usually? But yeah.
so it's a one pager. I'll just hit save. You can take the owner's initials off of it, and we'll generate it. And it'll generate similar to that, but this should just have my own branding on it, as you can see. Right? We've done a couple things with this in terms of linking this report. So you can, this is saved as a PDF out of Autoprop now. If I want to send this to a client and they're curious about the zoning for whatever reason, I can send this to them. They can open it up in their email, click on SR2, and what it's going to do is it's going to link them right to the bylaw. So the last thing I'm going to show you guys is the prospecting component of this report, or of this software. So if you guys want to ever do any door knocking, calling, mailing around a sale or a listing, or maybe you have a buyer interested in a certain area and you want to get information on multiple properties, we can simply lasso 100 properties at a time with these two bubbles. That one is a custom draw, that is a square. So we'll just use the square shape and let's see what we get down in here. Let's pull some in here too. just to get a nice little. So I've got 39 properties. It might be hard for you guys to see the number, but the number would indicate right down there. So it's showing me 39. I can click this open. There's a green load data button to the top right. What we're gonna get for you is the lot size, sales history, your bill, bedrooms, bathrooms, total assessed value. You could bring in like OCP or NCP if you wanted. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring in the initials of the owner for free. We're also gonna go out to 411 and do a reverse lookup of the address and bring in the land number if there is one, and who owns that number. So this is all done in real time, so it might take a second here. But this is really nice feature, and this is where, like as I said, you're doing any sort of prospecting, or if you have an investor looking or a buyer looking for any sort of type of property in an area, you wanna get information on those properties, we will pull that in for you.
Now, question, can it work specific properties, can it work expireds, can it work,
Yeah, I can do any.
so you can pick just expireds out of it and it'll pull the expireds?
Yeah, for sure, and there's actually an interesting example here. I'm just gonna try and minimize this here for you guys to see. So, I don't know, can you guys see the initials right there? Is that too small? No? How about now? You guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
So it's ST.
I hate you both.
Do you see? ST. So ST, ST, ST. It's the same owner. Whenever you're seeing less than 3 initials too, it's a company. So this guy is clearly a company who's bought these properties. I bet if we flicked on development applications, we would see development apps on this property. He's clearly trying to do an assembly. So if you're trying to prospect in this area, I would stay away from this area. I see LA as well. 11. This is all bought in by this same company, right? As we can see here. So I'm gonna try and get down to out of this area, and maybe I'll grab another area. Here's a good example. So can you guys see this here? It's SC is the last name initials on the property. The phone number at the property is matches, right? SC with the last name is Schmerler. Did I pronounce that right? Schmerler, I think. But SC is for the last name of who owns the title, and then Schmerler has a phone number at the property. So because there's a match there, I'm gonna assume that's still an owner-occupied property. If I wanna do any door knocking, mailing, I would go to that property first, calling, because you know you're gonna reach an owner. You have the sales history, you've got the lot size, so it looks like in '96 he moved in for $222. It's 1 bathroom, 2 bedrooms, and it's assessed at $950. So we're getting decent amount in here, a few. So there's another one, Lane. LA is the last name initial, if everyone can see it there. Lane has a number there. That would be an example of most likely a tenanted property, because HA is owner on title, but Bradshaw has a number there. Right, so I would just go through this list and kind of pick out the matches to hit those owner-occupied properties first. You can hit export to selected up here, and you can pull it all into Excel. So there we go, and then we have our list in Excel. You can sort and filter for whatever you want. Maybe if you like going after certain size homes, maybe if you guys are good at prospecting families, you might want to go sort for 5-bedroom homes. The sales history's there. There's like a statistic out there that people who have bought between 5 and 7 years are more likely to sell. Maybe you're going to filter for sales history. Maybe you have a buyer looking for a certain assessed price home or a certain lot size. That's where you can have all that information in there. Does anyone have any questions on the sort of the prospecting feature there?
Honestly, I don't know if I'd use it. I still think Paragon's kind of still got it over on that one. As far as, you know, I can pick, on Paragon, I can scroll through them, find out which ones are Homelife agents, so I can immediately omit those. If I'm working expireds, for example, I can set stuff that's expired in the last month.
You can do that in here, so could you just clarify, because these are stuff that's not listed.
For example, if I'm pulling, like, as far as prospecting goes, if I'm pulling expireds and I'm gonna go knock on doors with
Yeah.
expired listings,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm gonna look for is, first of all, I wanna make sure it's not a Homelife listing that's expired, 'cause I
Okay.
don't wanna step on any of my, work meets toes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for, I have the information there as well, if it's an owner or a tenant, for the most part.
Really, on expired listings, you've
Yeah,
got.
unless it's protected, it's there. I have the name of who it is. I don't have the phone number. That's the only thing that you have an advantage of, because I gotta manually go into 411 and
Yeah.
try and track
I was
the
gonna
number.
say, the phone number aspect of it's really good though, because I do have agents that come and
Yeah.
get titles for me, that they're just trying to see if it the initials
Yeah,
match, right?
that's where
Yeah.
you can do that. So,
Yeah.
so when you're prospecting these properties, these are listed properties, you're saying?
They're expired.
Expired, so, and on each expired, they're giving you the owner's name?
Normally, yes.
Really? Wow.
Unless the owners ask for it to be restricted, unless the owner doesn't want it there.
Okay,
Worst
cause.
case is usually a note, do not disturb.
Okay, cause yeah, what you can do is, if you wanna see, so I'm gonna do this quickly, so if I wanna prospect,
So, yeah.
if I wanna prospect expireds, I've got my date range on there, I'm gonna have actives and solds on, so I'll only bring out the true expires. And then all of those are gonna drop, anything in red is gonna be expireds, and I'm just gonna load the data. But aren't you in Paragon, you have to select one property at a time, don't you?
No.
You're just downloading all the expireds, yeah, maybe if you could show.
Yeah, I can pick an area and then,
So you can see how these red listings have loaded the expireds.
so here's one I just pulled off, just by clicking expired, it's expired today.
Yeah,
Owned by Lana Phillips, occupancy is owner, I've got a lot of information there, the only thing, like I say, the only thing I don't have.
so it says the owner's name, Lana Phillips?
Yeah,
Can I just see who?
I see, owner, Lana Phillips, see, this is of course just.
Yeah, so you can download then a bunch of those at once?
I can, yes, I can do a date search and search back a month and then have them all, and then I just click through them up here, as I'm going through them. Then I.
Oh, you have to go one by one though, like you can't just click on.
I don't know if there's a full view, but
Yeah.
there is this view, here, hold on, I'll show you. There is this view, so they'll all be like that.
Okay.
I'll list down, and then I can check the ones I want, save the ones I want to print out, print them as a gang loader, print them out when they're.
Yeah, cause, so what I've done is I've just loaded all the expireds on the map here, they're all in red. So like any you see in red are expired.
So I'm just looking for advantage over what I have here.
Yeah, I guess like being able to pull all the data, so what I've done is I've just, let's say 5, I can load the data and I can get all that information right now, loaded and into an Excel file, and I can match up any owner occupied properties right here and get the name. So like for you to get all that information of the expireds in an area right there, you can just download.
I'm gonna go through them anyway before I knock on their door, just because I want all the information, and I wanna know whether or not it was a Homelife agent that had it listed.
Okay, yeah, so I don't know if we'd be able to tell you if it was a Homelife agent, you have to go individually, but I can load all the expireds onto a property or onto the map view and see owner initials, see if the phone number matches the lot size, sales history, all of that into a file, then pull it into Excel.
No, so they're not trying to tear it down, just.
No, yeah, I'm just seeing it, does that,
And why would it give me what would my benefit on that?
I guess you'd be able to put it all into one file right away.
But I can with this one as well.
Okay, I've just, yeah, anyways,
I mean, it gives me the phone number, which is, which I don't use, because I'd rather just knock at the doors, but.
yeah, I mean, regardless with the phone number or not, wouldn't you wanna try and verify if they're living there or not?
Well, that's where I get owner, I get it here, right, occupancy is owner.
Yeah, well, that's good to know, I'll note, see if there's some way we can pull that for multiple properties.
Yeah, cause the biggest thing for me in all of it is just making sure I'm not, knocking on, another Homelife agent's
Yeah,
expired
for sure.
listing who's trying to relist it, and I get a phone call going, hey man, what are you doing?
Yeah, so yeah, we won't be able to tell you who the agent is, but you can definitely load the data on it. Anyways, so that's pretty much everything I wanted to show you guys. The last thing I wanna touch on is training and our support here. So in terms of training and support, what we would do is we would do one-on-one training sessions with you guys if you did wanna move forward. You can have as many sessions as you'd like. We're local in Vancouver, so you're gonna be dealing with real live agents, not sort of computer people. Down in the bottom here, there's a blue button where you can click that open. And this is our help support, where you can just say, hello, I need help. And as mentioned, these are live people, so this is gonna trigger a message. This doesn't have to be, hey, I forgot how to load a report on a property. This could say, hey, I've got, a client looking for subdividable property in Surrey, can you help me with that? You can see how quick they are, so they're extremely quick, and they're dealing with all different types of people in our system, so developers, commercial brokers, realtors, everybody, so they're well versed in how to use the system. So it's excellent training and support there for you guys using the software, as long as you're willing to put a little bit of time into learning it. Like as I said, you're using one program to access all your information everywhere. So, how it works in terms of subscription costs, it's an annual subscription, so if you were to jump on board, it would be for the year. The price is $12.50 plus tax. So that's a one-time payment, but if you think about that over the course of the year, it's about $100 a month. And that gets you full use in all your training and support. And what we're doing today is we're giving it an extra month out for anyone who doesn't want to sign up. So you get it for 13 months at the price of 12. If you would like to see some more information or have like another demo on this software, more into some areas that you're looking, I've got a sign-up sheet there where you can write your information down. And we'll go over anything that you have further questions on or want to see more of. If you would like to sign up, I do have some sheets here where you can fill out your information and we can get you guys started.
Sorry, the one-on-one training that you were talking about, that is included in the...
Yeah, everything is included in that price, and that's part of the cost that's built in.
Okay.
So you said it's $12.50,
Mm-hmm.
and what happens after the year?
It'll be totally up to you if you want to decide to renew
Same
it.
amount again?
Most likely, unless we do a huge update to the software. So in the last 2.5, 3 years, there's been one massive update to the software and we bumped the price up by $100 for the year. So I don't see there being any massive update to the software. We just did a full new map view based thing, so it's all in one place. So you're most likely going to be looking at the same price.
So I noticed on your website
Yeah.
you have a listing of customers and you have a number of various brokerages.
Yeah.
Now, how does that work? Does the brokerage actually
We
purchase
just
a membership type?
no, those are just we've got like massive amount of agents at those brokerages.
Okay, so there's no one deal where brokerage.
Yeah, there
online.
used to be a deal where if we come to your the software it was priced at like $2,000, but if we come to your brokerage, it's at $12.50 price. We've just kind of made that a flat price now that we've been out in the market for a while. Does anybody have any questions, or does anybody do any commercial?
I have a question.
Sure.
Areas that you guys
Chilliwack to Squamish, so the entire lower
got
mainland.
it. Okay.
Does anyone do any commercial or no? Okay, perfect. Awesome, guys. Well, does anyone have any other questions?
No, that's okay. Thank you.
Sweet,
No, thank you so
perfect.
much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, guys.